Silence can be powerful. It can be more powerful than words. When we choose to be silent, we choose a different kind of response. We step back from the noise. Think about an argument. Someone says something hurtful, you could yell back. You could say something hurtful in return, or you could choose silence. This silence is not agreement. It is not giving in. It is a conscious decision. You are choosing how to respond. Silence allows space for thought. It lets you collect your thoughts. It lets the other person think about what they said. Silence can make people uncomfortable. It's a strange phenomenon, isn't it? In a world where we're constantly surrounded by noise, the absence of it can feel almost alien. We live in a society that thrives on communication, interaction, and the constant hum of activity. The quiet moments, those rare instances when everything seems to pause, can be unsettling. We are used to filling the air with noise. The hustle and bustle of daily life, the chatter of people around us, the sounds of traffic, and the constant notifications from our devices. All these create a symphony of sounds that we have grown accustomed to. It's almost as if silence has become a void that we feel compelled to fill. We talk to fill awkward silences. Conversations, even the most trivial ones, serve as a buffer against the discomfort of quiet. We laugh, we joke, we share stories, all to avoid that dreaded pause where no one is speaking. It's a social dance, a way to keep the rhythm going. We turn on the TV or the radio for background noise. Even when we're alone, we seek the company of sound. Music, podcasts, television shows, they all serve as companions in our solitude. They keep us from feeling alone with our thoughts. When we are met with silence, we can feel exposed. It's as if the quiet strips away the layers we use to protect ourselves. Without the distraction of noise, we are left to confront our own thoughts and feelings. We start to think about our own thoughts. The silence forces us to turn inward, to reflect on our lives, our choices, and our emotions. It can be a moment of clarity, but it can also be a moment of discomfort. We may even start to question ourselves. In the quiet, doubts and insecurities can surface. We might start to wonder if we're on the right path, if we're making the right decisions, or if we're truly happy. This can be an uncomfortable feeling. It's not easy to face our inner thoughts and fears. The silence can amplify these feelings, making them seem more significant than they might be in the noise of everyday life. Think about a time when you were arguing with someone. You were both yelling. The noise of the argument filled the space, creating a barrier between you and the other person. Then one of you stopped talking. The sudden silence was jarring. It was as if the absence of sound made the emotions even more intense. Suddenly the silence felt deafening. The quiet can be more powerful than the loudest shout. It forces us to listen, to really hear what's being said, or not said. That discomfort is the power of silence at work. It has the ability to make us stop and think, to reflect on our actions and words. It's a moment of truth, a pause that can lead to deeper understanding. It forces us to stop and pay attention. In the silence, we can find clarity. We can hear our own thoughts and understand our true feelings. It's a chance to reconnect with ourselves. It makes us think about what we're saying and doing. Silence can be a powerful tool for introspection and growth. It can help us find our way, even in the midst of the noise. Many people argue to win. They enter discussions with the primary goal of proving their point, of coming out on top. They want to be right. They crave the validation that comes with being seen as the victor in a debate. They want to have the last word, the final say in the matter, as if that alone determines the truth. They don't listen to understand. They listen to respond. Their ears are open, but their minds are closed. This type of arguing never solves anything. It only serves to entrench each side further into their own beliefs. It just creates more conflict. The more we argue to win, the more we push others away. When we argue to win, we are not open to other perspectives. We shut ourselves off from the possibility of learning something new. We are not interested in finding common ground. We are only interested in defending our own territory. Silence can break this cycle. Taking a moment to pause, to reflect, can change the entire dynamic of a conversation. When we choose silence, we choose to listen. We choose to understand. We open ourselves up to the possibility of connection. We choose to be open to other perspectives. We allow ourselves to see the world through someone else's eyes. This doesn't mean we have to agree with the other person. It simply means we respect their right to have a different viewpoint. It just means we are willing to hear them out, to give their words the consideration they deserve. We are willing to see things from their point of view, and in doing so, we create a space where true understanding can flourish. Section 4. Silence starves the fire. Arguments need fuel to keep going. That fuel is often our words. We say things that make the other person angry. They say things that make us angry. And the cycle continues. Silence removes the fuel. When we stop talking, the argument loses its momentum. It's like trying to start a fire without any kindling. Eventually, the flames will die down. This doesn't mean that the problem is solved. It just means that we have created space for a more productive conversation. We have cooled down. We can now approach the situation with calmer minds. This is when real understanding can happen. Section 5. The strategic pause. Think of silence as a strategic tool. It's not just the absence of sound, but a deliberate choice to create space for thought and reflection. Like a chess player, you don't make a move without thinking. Each decision is calculated, each pause intentional. You consider all your options. You weigh the potential outcomes and anticipate the consequences. You think about your opponent's next move. Silence is like that. It's a moment to gather your thoughts and plan your next step. It's a way to pause and strategize. In the midst of chaos, a moment of silence can bring clarity and focus. It gives you time to think about what you want to say. It allows you to choose your words carefully, ensuring they have the desired impact. It gives you time to observe the other person's reactions. You can gauge their emotions and adjust your approach accordingly. This doesn't mean you should be silent all the time. Communication is key, but knowing when to pause can make your words more powerful. It just means that silence can be a powerful tool when used strategically. It can diffuse tension, show empathy, and demonstrate thoughtfulness. Knowing when to speak and when to stay silent is a valuable skill. It's about balance and understanding the dynamics of the conversation. It can help you navigate difficult conversations with grace and confidence. By mastering the strategic pause, you can communicate more effectively and build stronger relationships. Section 6. Strength in stillness. Silence is often mistaken for weakness. People think that if you're not talking, you're not strong. But the opposite is true. It takes strength to be silent. It takes strength to control your emotions. It takes strength to resist the urge to react. It takes strength to be comfortable with silence. Silence is a sign of self-respect. It means you value your peace of mind. You refuse to engage in unproductive arguments. You choose your words carefully. This inner strength is magnetic. It commands respect. People may not always agree with you, but they will respect your right to your silence. Section 7. The final word. In a world that can't stop talking, silence is a radical act. It's a way to reclaim your power. It's a way to connect with yourself and others on a deeper level. Remember, silence is not the absence of something. It is the presence of something powerful and profound. Embrace the power of silence. It might just be the most powerful tool you have.